Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about these. Be right back with you. Today I'm back with you. Beautiful day. Oh, we've had lots of snow here in Switzerland. I say lots of snow. We had a lot of snow. Been cold, huh? I was up in Bern a couple days ago, and minus 11 degrees Celsius. Did some hiking up there. Just overview of the city. Sort of like a too many people civilian type hike. I prefer going out into the nature, a little bit more nature, and a lot less people. But anyway, so I was with a friend and did some hiking, and beautiful day. Anyway, very gray though, very gray weather. We don't have much blue skies. But anyway, enough of the weather report. Today I want to talk to you about waterproof bags. They come in lots of sizes and lots of brands. This right here is an Exped. Exped is a Swiss company. And then of course we all know Sea to Summit. Okay, I've got all the brands. I even have Arctis. Arctis is a British company and they make military type bags. Somewhere around here I even have the Marine Corps issue a waterproof bag. The small, I think it's a 5-liter bag or something like that with a valve on it. It's a little bit heavy though. I find I like them a little bit more lighter weight, and you know, they work fine enough for me for what I'm doing. But I want to talk to you not just about what is pretty obvious. This is a 2-liter waterproof bag right here from Sea to Summit. But what is this obvious that you put something in it, and then you can, this right here, you squish it down, get all the air out of it, roll it up a couple times, then you snap it together, and there you go. But what you can use them for, a lot of people, sure, you know, you can put your clothing in it. Like I have this bigger one right here. This right here is an Exped right here. This is one of the bigger ones I have. I have several of them actually, 20 liters. I used to have a 80-liter one. It's just too big. But for example, for my little hike I went on this past weekend, or any kind of hike, especially here in the wintertime, I'll carry a few things inside of it and stick it inside of my rucksack, okay? So that I have these things with me, and I'm going to be, if I need any extra clothing or extra socks or whatever, it's all inside of it, okay? Now, what you can do is get like a one-size waterproof bag, and you can use garbage bags, heavy-duty garbage bags for this kind of stuff too, but I just prefer the waterproof bags right here. And what you can do is get a one that'll fit like your rucksack, 20 liters like that, like this one right here is, and this is marked XL, and put everything inside of it that you need, scrunch it up, put it inside, get all the air out of it, put it in your rucksack, and there you go. Okay, if you need something, you have one central bag, and this is not a bad way to go in. Okay, now, but if you want to break things up a little bit, you have several pockets, this kind of stuff. You can take a small one, put your first aid kit in one of these right here, and I do suggest that. But what I do for the first aid kit, I use an orange one so that I know what's inside of it. I know that's inside the orange bag is the first aid kit. You can throw your wallet or this kind of stuff inside of it. Any kind of documents. You can put your maps in this kind of things right here. Yeah, you can separate. You know, you can have one of these right here. Use a food bag if you want to, and if something was to burst in there, it stays contained within the waterproof bag. Another thing you can use these waterproof bags for, and that is collecting water. You can go up to a stream or something like that. You can just basically fill it up with water, okay, bring it back to camp, and then from there you can filter your water directly from it, okay? Or you can filter water into it if you want to have an extra reserve of water. But I like the idea of just using it to collect water from the stream, and then from there filtering the water out of it, you know. Or if it's a long trip to the creek and you're not so close to it, then what you can do is you can get a couple of these right here, fill them up with water, bring them to camp, filter your water through it, and have water with you at camp. That way you're not carrying some kind of a big container that's in plastics like that. You can just use one of these things right here, and they work very well. Another thing, if you're going to cross water, what you can do is you can throw your stuff, when all your stuff's inside of it, it will help your pack to float, actually. So, and you can also use them as flotation devices also if you need to. So you can just sort of you know, some air inside of it, like it's right here. Roll it up a few times, you know, you got the air in there, and you snap it together, and then there you go. Just right here, you can hear the air leaking out of it actually, but because it doesn't have really anything in it to sort of hold it together. But another thing you can use it for, and I use it quite often, is I'll use it as a pillow. I'll still throw stuff inside of it and use it as a pillow, you know. In the Army, we had the U.S. Army issue waterproof bag, which is a pretty decent bag. And the problem is that what we used to do is we get a lot of, the problem was that when you stick stuff in it, it will slide out of the bag. You know, if you want to pull something out of it, the whole thing would come out of your rucksack. And we sort of didn't have time to mess with that. So what we did is we turned them inside out. So you had the rubbery part, that inside the bag, touching the sides of your Alice pack. And then you would just throw everything inside of it. So when you pulled it out, it would stay inside the backpack. So you didn't have it out. The only problem with that is you had to wrap it up, you know, with the string, tie it up really well. There was a technique to doing that, which we all sort of had to master. If not, your stuff was going to get wet. It was going to be a rainstorm or something like that. So these are some of the things that we would do. Of course, there's Ziploc bags, this kind of stuff you can use to waterproof your stuff with. And they're a lot less expensive. But I've had these out here for many years. I mean, I've had all these waterproof bags for a very, very long time. And they've all worked fine with me. Canoe trips, all this kind of stuff. Throw my stuff inside of a waterproof bag, like what you see here. I'll put my wallet, this kind of stuff inside of it. It's a quite thin material one right here. And then you can even, when you wrap it up, okay, you can snap it to your belt, okay, and it'll hold onto your belt, okay. You can put a carabiner on here, and you can just have it dangling off of you so that you don't lose it, or stick it in your pack or inside somewhere, hook it on the inside of the canoe or something like that, so that it won't. If the canoe was a capsize, you won't lose it, and your goods will stay dry, like your telephone and this kind of stuff, you know. So these are some of the one of many uses for a waterproof bag, of course, and so I suggest that if you're looking for waterproof bags, you want to get a good one, a good quality bag, you know, something that's reinforced. Now, if you have a hole in a waterproof bag, there are several ways you can repair it. And one way is just with 100-mile-an-hour tape. You get your 100-mile-an-hour tape, which I think I have a roll here behind me, something like that. You basically can cut out a square of it or a circle of it, put it over the hole, really, you know, flatten it out and just kind of like that, and then there you go. Now, if you're worried about having holes in your waterproof bag, and it's not so easy here, you can put water in it to see if you have a hole in it. But another technique that we use in the Army, especially with the ones like this right here, we'd hold them up, we'd put our face in it and hold it up to the light, you know, and see if there's any kind of light coming through it, any kind of holes that's gone through, looking from the inside out. And that's another thing you can do, you know, just to see. Avoid putting a lot of sharp items and objects inside your waterproof bag. You know, you really want to, you know, protect your goods in it. When I'm packing up my pack, what I'll do is I'll have one bag for my sleeping bag and sleeping gear. So if I have shorts and a t-shirt I sleep in, it's like that, separate from my clothes, because I don't like getting inside my backpack, my sleeping bag necessarily with dirty clothes. I want to keep it as clean as possible, unless I don't have a choice. And this has happened also, you know. But if you have a choice, you know, and for example, if you don't have any spare clothes and you are wet, you can actually get inside your sleeping bag. Now, another thing you can do if it's really cold, you're having a lot of problem with cold and damp, and you can't. You're having your feet are getting very cold at night. What you can do is take especially if you have a bigger 20-liter bag, you can put your sleeping bag, the feet of your sleeping bag, inside of the waterproof bag, and then what that'll do is that'll hold on to that heat. Now, you're going to have a problem with humidity, of course, but at least you'll be warm that night. And then maybe the next day, if you have some sun, you pull it all out, throw it over a limb or throw it over the grass like that, and let your sleeping bag dry out. This is one of the many things you can do and with your waterproof bag, okay? And of course, last but not least, you can basically throw all your stuff into it, turn it all together right here with everything inside of it. For example, my bigger one right here, and you can put your gear inside of it, like right here, and you can just basically turn it over a few times, okay? Put it together, and there you have a handheld bag, or you can put a cord on it and carry it across your shoulder, and you can use it as like a haversack, you know. So they're pretty durable, and there's a lot of stuff going. And don't be afraid to put one inside another. If you have a little bit of problems keeping stuff, you know, put them, you can stack them up a little bit and have one inside the other. But what I do suggest is you get yourself a couple of them. Get yourself a 20-liter one, at least that, so you can get your sleeping bag inside of it, okay? Get yourself a couple smaller ones, like a 5-liter, a couple of 5-liter ones, and you can even get yourself a little 2-liter one, like I saw here, you know, and then you're good. You have everything you need. And like I said, for repair stuff, you can use 100-mile tape. You can also get this, I bought some of it here recently. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a repair tape that's transparent. They have other colors. If you have a hole in your down jacket or something like that, or any kind of gore, you can put it, you can stick it on it, and that stuff really, really works very, very well. And it would definitely work for a waterproof bag also. Like I said, just be careful and try not to get it all stuck and this kind of stuff. Anyway, quick video on waterproof bags. Tell me your techniques. What do you use? If you do have sharp items, what you can do is get yourself a pillowcase or a cotton bag and put those items inside that, and then stick it inside the waterproof bag. Keep things sort of separate, this kind of stuff, if you only have one. And like I said earlier, a large garbage bag, a hefty bag, that would also work. And what you can do is roll it down, get yourself some 100-mile tape, and just tape it. So at least it holds still, and you can do that inside your rucksack, your main rucksack. So that would work also. But anyway, if you're going to invest in a good quality one. Exped's a good one. Sea to Summit's good. Arctis is good. I know there are a lot of other ones out there that are quite good. The military ones, what the Marines are using, is quite a good one. It's just a little bit heavier, thicker, you know, material, which is, it's designed to be used a billion times. But like I said, I've had these for a long time, and I've not had any problems with them. Nothing's ever gotten wet in mine so far, knock on wood. And I hope that stays that way. Anyway, there are other containers out there, and I have a video on containers that you can find in my video playlist, and where I talk about different kinds of containers, and including the waterproof bag and the Ziploc bags and garbage bags, but also other types of containers that are out there. Here's a little example of waterproof bag, a little Ziploc right here, which I've used, and they work very, very well also. Anyway, that's about it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I want to hear from you. I'll hear what you got to say about your waterproof bags, your experiences. I've been using them for many, many years. Everything from keeping my gear dry in tropical, Arctic, deserts. You can, you know, also keeps the dust out, you know, as much as possible. River crossings, lake crossings, even diving, this kind of stuff. We've, you know, had dry bags, this kind of stuff to do that with. And up until today, where I use them just anytime I'm out in my rucksack is not by itself. It has a waterproof bag. I always put my stuff inside waterproof bags. Even my doctors just got stuff if I'm going just through the day. You never know when you may need it. You know, and someone asked me the other day, why do I have things in my car that sort of take up space? I said, well, right now in the winter weather, my car is winterized. That means that if there's an accident, I've got my hiking boots in there that are Gore-Tex. I've got extra socks. I've got an extra jacket and gloves and stuff. Even though the stuff I may carry with me, I have spare in there because it's not just for me, but for someone else. I also have a couple blankets. So these are all these little things. It's what ifs, just in case. Be prepared. Because you never know what can happen out there, what you can come across. But anyway, waterproof bags, get yourself some, try them out. Let me know your story of waterproof bags. Please like, share, leave a comment. When you share my videos, share them with your friends and your enemies. I don't care, because you know what? We're all in this together. So let's stay together. And leave a comment below. And please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. We're up to 381 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you. And I also want to thank the many, many, many more of you who follow my videos without subscribing. I appreciate it if you did subscribe, though. I'd like to get up above 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, see if I can't get this rocking and rolling a little bit better. But I'll be back with you soon. I hope you all have a pleasant day. Stay warm, stay dry, and we'll talk very soon. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.